Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is a new series of videos that I am going to actually do this week, where we're going to explore your router, how to access your router, what the different menus and different options. Now, this will be done on my Linksys router, but remember that all of that can be done on most routers, whatever router you have, brand of router. Now the menus will differ slightly. Some options are called different names in different routers, but in general you'll understand the work of your router, what it does, and also the different options that you can actually tweak yourself. It's unfortunate because as a tech guy, I understand when I go to my clients that pretty much nobody knows how to access their router and doesn't know anything about their router. They think that if they unplug their main computer, the rest of the computers will stop having internet. That's not how it works. Your router is autonomous. It decides and it actually splits your internet connection to your different computers. All you need is a router plugged into your modem, that is your internet. Some companies will sometimes provide you with a hybrid device that has both modem and router in one big device, which is always useful because it enables you to have only one device that does everything. But I, as a tech guy, prefer having my own router and having full control of what I do with it. So we're going to examine the router this week, and the first thing that you need to know is how to log into that router. The router has a IP address. Mine is 192.168.1.1, which is a pretty standard IP address. And this is a local IP. This is not your internet's IP. It's your router's IP. It's what it generates to connect with your computer. And if you don't know your router's IP, what you can do is simply right click on your internet access connection and click Open Network and Sharing Center. And here you'll see that your network is here. So it's going to have a name. It's going to say private network. Simply go on the right side, click your Wi-Fi connection. Or if it's not Wi-Fi, it's Ethernet. And check out here by clicking Details. What's the address that says in the IPv4 gateway or DHP server gateway? You see here 192.168.1.1 is the IP from my router, and that's what you want to know. In most cases, it's 192.168.1.1 or 192.168.0.1. I would say that probably covers, and some have 192.168.2.1. That covers probably 80% of all the routers. But there are a few exceptions. If you're an Apple device, if you have an Airport Extreme, stuff like that, Apple devices tend to be on 10.0.0.1 or around there. A few routers also use that address. So just check it out, learn what's your IP address, and one little trick. On most routers, all that information, it's actually written on the underside of the router. It will give you the IP address to access your router, and it will give you the username and password if it hasn't been changed. And if you want to access, you go to the address bar of your browser. So, Chrome or Firefox or Internet Explorer or Edge, you have to enter that into that address bar because it is a URL. So your router is accessed the same way that you access a web page. And then you have username and password. If you have a tech guy, remember that a good tech guy will give you your username and password on a piece of paper in case you need it. If he doesn't give you that information, ask your tech guy, what's my username and password? If he tells you, well, I don't want to give that information, change tech guy. That guy should not have only access to your router. You should also have that access. I always give that information to my clients. It's very important. So learn how to log in. If something changed, if somebody programmed it, you don't know what's the information, you can also reset your router. Now, reset means that you'll have to reconstruct your Wi-Fi network in the router. You'll have to, add a new password and stuff like that. And a little trick for most people that never, change anything on their router, username and password often are admin, ADMIN twice, or admin and the password you leave it empty. So that covers a lot of routers already. So check that out, and if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, let us know. Hope you will enjoy this series on routers.